YouTube, what's good, guys? It's your boy Titty, and I'm back again with another video from Fantasy Good Sports, guys. Today's video is going to be on Week 11 waiver wire ads that you must add for your team to go down the stretch. So, guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting edge content. So, with no further ado, let's begin. And listen, guys, this is the middle of the third quadrant. We get ready to go in the fourth quadrant. So before I give you some of my guys, I want you to have the mentality already. You need to start stashing premium handcuffs. It shouldn't be no premium handcuffs after on your waivers. If somebody goes down on a team that runs the ball heavy, you should already have, somebody should have them as a backup. You can't get everybody, but try to get as many guys as possible and order them through far as priority. Like if you are like, just give you Basher Tootin. Like, I feel like if Travis Etienne goes down, Basher Tootin is going to get 80% of those carries. So that's a prime handcuff that you should have on your waivers. So let's start with the quarterbacks, guys. Week 11. Let's start with the quarterbacks. And, guys, before we begin, I just want to let you know, guys, I'm going through an emergency situation. Y'all kind of know what's been going on behind the scenes. So I had a lot of court and stuff like that going on through the weekend with mediation for the situation that I'm in. So, I appreciate y'all patience. There's a lot of things going on, but no matter what, guys, I'm going to try to push through to get this video to y'all. So let's begin. Let's talk about a couple quarterbacks. The first guy is more of a stash guy, and I think you need to get him now if he's on your waivers. It's going to be Joe Burrow. And, guys, they saying that Joe Burrow is coming back week 13 against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, listen, the Baltimore Ravens is not the same defense giving it up behind the dumpster that they were, let's say, 5 weeks ago. Now they are starting to play good and rehabilitate themselves. So I'm not saying Joe Burrow's going to go out there and throw to Jamar Chase and Jamar Chase is going to get 200 yards and Joe Burrow is going to throw for 400. It might not happen. But I want you to know that Joe Burrow is planning on coming back week 13. So if you want this guy, you have Joe Flacco. You need to go pick this guy up and handcuff him for Joe Flacco for week 13. This could be a league-winning situation no matter if Joe Burrow comes back or if he doesn't. At least you'll still have Joe Flacco. Moving on to another quarterback, because there's not a lot of quarterbacks that I want to tell y'all to stream or pick up, but there's a few guys. The next guy is going to be Shedeur Sanders, and he's playing against Baltimore Ravens this week. Now, listen, Shedeur Sanders is not going to start this week, but I want y'all to have this guy stashed in case they get tired of Dylan Gabriel playing, right? I don't know when they're going to put Shedeur Sanders, but if Dylan Gabriel keep losing games, the NFL will get sued because it's going to be obvious collusion that no third-round quarterback that's a rookie going to lose 7 games in a row, and you're going to keep him in there in the lineup. That's just a lot of collusion. So the NFL want to be careful. So I believe eventually Shedeur Sanders will be playing, and I want y'all to have him on your team. Moving on to another guy that I'm willing to stream this week, and he's active this week, it's going to be Tua going against Washington. Listen, guys, I went through the whole lineup. If it ain't no Sam Darnold out there, no Daniel Jones out there, which they own by, Tua is probably the best guy to play. I'm not going to stream no Tyler Shoke, which they own a buy too. Jaden Daniels is out, so Marcus Mariota has a little bit of a tough matchup. They don't have any weapons with Debo being there. That's the only guy they have with Terry McLaurin being out. I don't trust anybody on that offensive side with no Luke McCaffrey. Chris Rodriguez just got hurt. Ja'Cory Cross-Kamara at least seems to be the only running back, and him and Nichols. So I think it's a terrible situation in Washington. So I don't want to stream anybody on that team, but I do like Tua if you need to stream somebody in a bad situation. All right, let's move on to my running backs. I don't want to hold y'all up. The first guy is going to be Tajay Spears. Yes, the matchup is tough, but he catch passes. So that's the reason why we on Tajay Spears. I think this guy's going to be game script proof. Now, is he going to get 30 points every week or 20 points? No, but I think he gives you a nice floor of 10 points, and that's all you need. And if something happens to Tony Pollard, you can have a league-winning guy going down the stretch in the flex in your fourth quadrant. Next guy is Ja'Cory Cross-Kamara. Chris Rodriguez could be out for a while, so you might have to play Ja'Cory Cross-Kamara. It hasn't looked great in a while, but sometimes it doesn't need to look great. You just need to have somebody out there that's starting and getting reps. Next is Basher Tootin. That's more of a stash. He's going against the Los Angeles Chargers week 11, but I believe this is a prime handcuff. Like, I believe if Travis Etienne goes down, Basher Tootin will win you some weeks. Next is going to be Chuba Hubbard. Rico Dowdle's got a little bit of a quad injury. So if anything happens to Rico, Chuba's going to get that role back, and I think he will be fantasy startable. So he is another prime handcuffed, and he's going to probably get 6 to 7 carries. if Rico is still healthy. But I think you want to have somebody. You never know what can happen, right? You never know what type of injury. So we just want to be able to dot our I's and cross our T's. Next is going to be Sean Tucker, who is looking better than Rachaad White. Rachaad White is almost a drop. Like, you can start him, but he hasn't been playing well the last 2 weeks that they have had games. So Sean Tucker has been getting close to the same amount of carries as Rachaad White. That wasn't the truth in the beginning when Bucky Irvin went down, but now Sean Tucker is eating more and more and more into that role. So I like Sean Tucker if you need a deep play or a 16 league type play. Next is going to be Woody Marks, and that's my guy. I believe if Woody Marks out there, you have to spend everything that you got. Or if you got Woody, do not drop him. I believe he is finally taking over for the Nick Chubb role. Now listen, Nick Chubb still going to get carries, but Woody is too good for them to be playing Nick Chubb. They have to go into the next phase of this offense, and that's going to probably be getting the ball out quick to Nico Collins, getting that healthy C.J. Stroud, and running the ball with Woody. That's what I think is going to be their game plan going down the third quadrant into the fourth quadrant. So I love Woody Marks. All right, let's move on to the wide receivers. The first wide receiver, somebody might have dropped Ricky Pearsall, and they playing against the Arizona Cardinals. You got to pick up Ricky Pearsall if he's been dropped. If he haven't, and you have him on your team, keep him stashed. Do not drop him. You're going to want this guy going into your fourth quadrant, where San Francisco has some really good matchups. Next is going to be Malik Washington from the Miami Dolphins, and they playing the Washington Commanders. And Malik is getting a lot of manufactured targets around their line of scrimmage. That's about 5 or 6 targets, and he's been having touchdown upside. He scored the last 2 weeks that they have had games. So I like Malik Washington if you need a wide receiver or a flex play. Next is going to be Jerry Jeudy. Now, Jerry Jeudy is usually not on anybody waivers, but he's probably been dropped because people thought that Dylan Gabriel couldn't get him the ball, and I still think it's going to be tough. But now that you saw that, you want to have this guy stashed in case he goes on a run. Anything can happen. We'll have to drop him next week. That's fine, but we're not going to leave him out there saying that this is just a 1 week anomaly. No. Pick Jerry Jeudy up. They are going against the Baltimore Ravens. That is a division rival game. So I think Jerry Jeudy is a really good pickup if somebody's dropped him. You have to talk about players that's being dropped. You have to look at recent activity at this point in time because you never know who's going to get a drop. People are getting mad because they're losing. Also, people are panicking because they are maybe fading out of the playoffs. So they might drop a player that they shouldn't. So you got to pay attention to that until you go to sleep tonight. You got to see who's being dropped, look at recent activity, and then once the waivers come through, then you go back and look again. Because people are dropping people for the next 2 days, including yesterday and today, people are getting dropped. So you need to go and look through your waivers with a comb. Next is going to be Luther Burden going against the Minnesota Vikings. And DJ Moore is probably going to be out for a couple of weeks. So that's going to be a target trickle down. Olamide had a couple drops. So I think Luther Burden and Colston Loveland are going to get more targets. So pick up Luther Burden. This is one of my favorite wide receivers to pick up. And next is going to be Tyler Lockett, guys, from playing against the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry. And the reason why, guys, I like Tyler Lockett, I'm not big on anybody on that team. I think Tyler Lockett is a guy that they bringing in for Geno because Geno has a camaraderie with him, right? He knows Tyler Lockett. Anybody else like Jack Bett, Trey Tucker is very, very volatile. The safe guys are Brock Bowers, which he only got a few targets, which was weird, and Tyler Lockett. So I like Tyler Lockett, guys, as a wide receiver for a safe play, and also a safe floor. Moving on to my tight end, for waiver wires for week 11 is going to be Britton Strange coming off IR. He might not be active this week, but if you need a tight end and you streaming tight ends, pick him up and stash him and see what happens. Another guy, which, guys, is kind of iffy there, so I apologize, but it's Isaiah Likely. And I have to keep mentioning him because I don't want to stop mentioning him and then he go off. And people say, well, you didn't say anything else about him. I think you got to hold this guy. I just like the few weapons that Baltimore do have in the passing game that I trust, like a Bateman, but he is hurt. Isaiah Likely is another guy. Mark Andrews is getting the touchdown. That's it. He's not getting high-volume targets or anything. He's just getting the touchdowns. So that's the main thing with Mark Andrews. But Isaiah Likely, I think they need him to win games. So I'm going to keep telling y'all to hold on to him. If you can't, that's fine. Drop him. And the DST pickups of the week, one is going to be Green Bay. Opt-out as they out there, but it's a lot of bad defenses. Houston is easy. Everybody knows to play Houston this week going against the Tennessee. But the defense that's probably out there that you might be able to pick up is going to be New England Patriots going against the Jets. the New England Patriots going against the Jets. So those are a couple of defenses. I mentioned Green Bay. Some people had dropped them. I probably not, right? So they was on my waiver, so I had to go through my waivers, and I didn't want to just give out all the obvious teams, which is probably not on your waivers. So Green Bay or New England, if you can pick them up. If you got any other questions, guys, put it in the comment section. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all be safe. I'm going to try to go live later on. See y'all later. Peace.